Libra, welcome to your Astroflower reading game from the 23rd to the 29th of January. We're going to be going into your chakras, your aura, and finishing off with the tarot reading at the moment. Are you starting to get clarity? Are you starting to get clear vision of what you should be doing in life? Because that's what it seems to be like in regards to the energy. Let's just go straight into your chakras. So here we have the our chakra man. And let's just see what's happening in the root chakra here. It appears that there's a foundation on your left hand side which is a lot stronger in your root chakra on your left hand side than your right hand side. There's no doubt about it. So on the right hand side there's a lot of opening up to the world, or should be, or trying to encourage the opening up to the world around you. If you're not opening up to the world around you, you may feel like you're in a bit of sort of free fall in regards to sort of your emotions and everything that is around you. The thing that is really sort of guiding you or giving you that foundation is that administrative side of life, of getting things done and doing things, concentrating on the concrete side of life. Basically, seems to be really important for you at the moment. It's certainly the driving aspect behind your root chakra. So it might be a little bit too much at some times. So maybe a little bit of structure administration can be put into your emotional sort of side, just to sort of, so you do activities or you create situations where you feel really happy with what you're doing in that moment. Let's just see what's going on your sacrum. That seems to be well balanced, and I think there's only one other sign that's got this at the moment. A lot of signs seems to be much more focused on the everyday life, which I think you have focused on it now, and I think that's what's playing out within your root chakra. You've got that foundation, and so within your desires, it's almost as if it's a case of you're sitting there sort of saying, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, which is fantastic, which is really good. Good sort of vibration to sort of apply to your desires. But at the same time, if that is perpetual, nothing will happen because you're not putting anything into it either. There needs to be some sort of input from your side in order for it to happen. So you may find yourself the stagnation is coming from within you rather than the outside world. We'll see that within your aura and stuff like that, see what's happening with your interaction with the outside world. Let's see what's going on with your solar plexus. It's short. There's not a great deal of passion. I think this ties into that sacrum as well, of a wait and see sort of we'll see what happens sort of scenario. There's not an application of your own passions into a situation or into your life. It might be difficult to do that at the moment. I'd like to see what happens in the tarot reading, to see what sort of comes up on that. But for this week, and I don't think it's generally for you, it's almost as if it's like a spring that's being compressed a little bit within your solar plexus. So there's a lot more potential energy in it for future. And it's maybe a case of wait and see. This is, what happens before you apply your passion into a situation. It's as if like you've understood patience, or you're understanding patience. That's what it seems to be like. You may also find that you don't have desires to do anything really, which if that lingers too long, it doesn't matter what you do, just go ahead and do something, because it will just stimulate eventually the activities that you should be doing. So I wouldn't stagnate too long if I was you, Libra. Let's just see what's going on in your heart. So now we can see why. We can see why that the solar plexus is quite small. We can see why that the sacrum is very stationary. There's a lot building up in your heart at the moment, and it doesn't seem to you're not releasing it. It's taking all the energy out of your passions and out of your desires. Basically, at the moment, it seems to be there's obviously something that appears to be needs to be let go of. By the looks of things, let's just see what's going on in your third eye and your throat chakra. Obviously you are the masters of the mental energies. You're that cardinal sign in mental energies, and for you, it tends to be very, very quick, and you've got a lot going on in your third eye rather than on your throat chakra. So you're thinking through a lot of things rather than communicating a lot of things. And with those emotions that are stocked up, let's just say that's got potential to be some really big gunpowder. So I would certainly seek to communicate, to sort of open up that heart and examine one emotion at a time, and talk to the person or the people that are connected with that situation, just gently, with no expectations on it. Wait and see sort of scenario of how it sort of plans out. Trying to sort of you may be looking to find an even keel, and that could well be the thing with the solar plexus and the sacrum as well, which is trying to find that even keel for you at the moment. And you appear to be doing it, which is really good. I'm just saying, eternally, it's not something that you can do forever. Eventually, you have to open the heart and allow the heart to explore life. And that is done through the heart. It's not done through the mind. And, that's sometimes difficult to get the mind back in its place and allow the heart to express. Let's just see what's going on in your crown chakra. It's a little bit too open to that mental suggestion, I think. I would just be wary of self-sabotaging yourself at the moment, Libra. Just be wary of it, that's all. It can also help you enormous ways to set up healthy boundaries and that sort of thing. It's going to be interesting to see what's coming out in the cards. I'm really interested to see that, because there's definitely a lot of clarity that needs to be happening on that. To help you out in that sort of scenario, if you're meditating, just looking at situations concerning the heart, or concerning your sort of heart's desires, as it were, and that could also be within your material world as much as within your relationships. But just looking at that situation from a distance, so you can sort of work out what's going on without being emotionally too connected to it, just to sort of so that gunpowder doesn't go off at the wrong moment. You can do that within your meditation, sort of said, okay, and you can unpack it gradually, slowly, and surely. And as you unpack it, it's going to be much easier for you to see, sort of kind of going, actually, that's a really good aspect of gunpowder, and that's a really bad aspect of it. Okay, I now know how to deal with this sort of situation. And once you can deal with it, that steady base you have in you is actually going to be all that potential of that coiled spring ready to spring out is going to be massive. It could be really massive, in a really positive way for you going forward. Let's just have a look. Let's just see what's going on in the aura there. Capricorn had this as well, but there's like a step in your aura. It's as if your aura's sort of saying, okay, the new model is coming in. The new vibration is coming in, the new paradigm is coming in, and this is the energy configuration that I need to be in order to live that new paradigm fully. And I would accept it because it's going to come whether you like it or not. That's the thing. And if you accept it and you actually engage with it, you can then be part of its construction. If you can be part of its construction, then therefore you're going to have a lot more control over that energy and that interaction of your energy with the outside world. It's also acting as like a shield in a way against the outside world that is going a little bit off the rails, as you might well say, in the human world. It's going slightly off the rails, and this is where you're trying to find that even keel. And I think that even keel is definitely coming in. I think you need to realise that you are well protected inside this outside from the outside world. So I wouldn't. Your worries and that self-sabotage may not be founded at all. You may be worrying about things that aren't necessarily true. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a bit of my tea. Let's just move on to the tarot reading here. Let's just see what's going on with your overall energies. I think this ties into that even keel scenario, because it's sort of saying one foot after the other, and you will advance. It's really nice energy, very solid, very loving. It's very caring about yourself, and I think you should care about yourself. When you're in a good place, everybody else is in a good place. It's the most important thing going forward. The devil. So the devil is about the devil in the detail. This is like one step in front of the other. There's a lot of detail in this. There's a lot of detail in your life as well that you may need to sort of deal with. And the devil is also about sort of extremes or addictions and stuff like that. So try not to get bogged down in too much of the fine detail, because that may just sort of stop you completely. So it's a fine balance you've got to have between the two, because at the same time, the devil is not going to lie to you. It's never going to lie to you. The devil, he has the incapacity to lie. That's what traditionally people say. He's also the light bearer. He brings the light. He's carrying the light of the universe to shine on your path, so you can see things, all the different avenues. So as you're stationary like this, you may be seeing a lot of different possibilities that are around you, which is breeding into that let's wait and see sort of scenario. Let's just see what's going on your relationship side. Now, this is the karmic message on the relationship side. This is the start of a new journey. This is the start of a new you. As I said, if you get involved in the construction of that new dimension, you have a certain degree of control over that energy. And I think this is what it's saying here, and it's learning to put your energy into the situation. Healing from the relationships, and I think this is it. Usually healing comes after when obviously we've had complications or difficult relationships that are around us, and the healing comes into play when we understand. And it could be the understanding of people that don't correspond to you, and that that they are in a certain way that's maybe you don't like or whatever, and that's what causes that conflict, and or it could come from you, and just allowing yourself to be put yourself in a difficult sort of situation. And that's when it comes, once you grab the control over the situation or have a certain degree of influence over the situation because you're interacting with it, that's when the healing process starts. So as I said, this wait and see, I don't necessarily think it's a long-term plan. This is very short-termism. And at some point there is a need to interact, basically, with the world around you. And that's going to provide you with healing. It will provide you with a sense of well-being. Let's just see how the divine plan is influencing this karmic message. Don't look back in anger, I hear you say. It's almost as if like the universe is sort of kind of going, Libra, why are you looking back like that? This is where you're going. One step in front of the other. This is where you're going. The new dimension. Yeah. Don't stop, Libra. Don't stop. I've been wanting to say this from the very beginning. You can't just, once you start down the path, you can't go, oh yeah, that'll be enough, I'm going to stop here. That's not how the universe works. That's not how energy works. That's not how life works. You can't just say, oh, that's it. I'm not going any further than this. What are you going to do? You're just going to sit there and wait for the end to come. This is not possible. The universe is sort of saying here, this dimension is coming whether you like it or not. And did I say that to you earlier on? And I would be involved with it if I was you. I don't want to call you out, but this is it's difficult for Libra. I'm surrounded by Librans. I've got multitudes of them in various different ways in connected to my life. And the Librans can find it difficult to make that decision, to make that leap of faith. Once they've made it, there's no stopping them. That is the thing. Once you make that decision within you and not worry too much about the future, there's no holding you back. There's no flies on you. So I would get out there and get in. This is why I was waiting for these cards, because I wanted it to confirm that sort of what I was seeing in the chakras and stuff like that. It seems like it's playing out like that. Let's see how the guides are influencing this karmic message. Rolling, 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 rolling. They've got this like a beat of a drum. They're sort of saying again, come on, one step in front of the other. Let's keep moving on. Let's keep moving on. Don't stop. Don't stop. And it's within the relationship side here. It's sort of kind of saying, regardless of how your relationships have gone over the past sort of like 6 months to a year, or even the last month or whatever, you're still going to have relationships in the future. You've still got to keep moving on. You've still got to, open up to those emotions in life, which will be a really good thing for you. You got the Four of Cups here. They're almost sort of saying, I'm tired of waiting for you. I got that wrong singing that, but it's that sort of thing. They're really, in a very nice way, they're encouraging you, sort of going, come on. Don't stop. Don't stop till your money runs. No. That's Michael Jackson, isn't it? Don't stop till your money runs. I think that's your guides are sort of saying that. They're offering you, they're sort of saying, look, don't concentrate on the wasted stuff in the past. Don't look back in anger. I hear you say, because you've got that Ace of Cups. This is what the universe is offering you. This is what your guides are trying to offer you. Is that Ace of Cups. There's a lot of offering going on. There's the same with the devil. The devil's offering you this. The guides are offering you this cup. This is an opportunity for you to go through this new portal. It is going to provide healing for you. You've just got to let go of something. And I think it's let go of what is that energy that's penting up in your heart. Okay, let's just see what's going on your conversation that is within you. Oh, come on, come on. They're encouraging this person to uncurl, to stand up, to dance. It's trying to. You need a lot of courage. You need to take courage. You need to, I think, invest in your solar plexus. So I think in your meditations, I would take the energy from your heart and put them into your solar plexus. Not all of them, because that would be, water on fire can be quite explosive. You don't want to put the fire out either, but it could make for a really lovely steamy sauna, sort of scenario. That's what I'm sort of saying here. And it's, it'll put a bit of sort of peps back into sort of what you're living. And that's what they're sort of encouraging to do. Yeah, I think they're encouraging you to sort of open up and start working with the people that are around you, the environment that is around you, the people that is around you. It's good work, and you've done good work, Libra, and you should know it and stop putting yourself down. Stop saying, I can't do this. And that's what they're trying to quell within you. And I think this is where you're going to need the courage going forward. And it takes just courage, because then you can build confidence because you do something, because that's how confidence is created. Confidence is created when we try and do something, and then it goes wrong. So then therefore we say, okay, in that case, have the courage to just try it this way. Oh, that works. That gives me the confidence to redo it. And it's just a case of trying it out once and see how it goes from there. Let's just see what's going on the financial sort of side of life. This is the karmic message for this. There's a whirlwind going on, and it might be, you might feel like you're the center of a storm. So it's very calm where you are, but there's loads going on around you. And it's, there's within that, it's like being in the center of the tower, and the tower, like on tower cards, yeah? So you're in the center of the tower, so there's got this tower around you, and it's being brought away, that tower. And all of a sudden, you will lift your head, and you will realize that there is a multitude of opportunities around you to be taken. Once you start opening up to the rest. And this is what I think your karmic message this week is, to realize that you've got a lot of gifts, or you've got a lot to give in this world. And I would just start chucking it out there at the moment. You're moving into the height of your summer soon. There's springtime. You're living your springtime at the moment. And in that springtime is... there's a lot of things coming to fruition, but they're not. The fruit isn't exactly there as yet. Let's just see how the divine plan is influencing this karmic message within you. Interacting with, say, like if you're planting up a load of onions and stuff like that, you're going to have to interact with them before the fruit is available, before the onions are ready to harvest. So it's doing a bit of weeding and stuff like that. And the universe here is sort of saying, with that interaction breeds the gifts that you are going to be, you have, or you will understand that you have within you. It is a new cycle coming out within this side as well. There's got the dimension coming. There's a lot coming through you. Most signs have had this preparation work, and I think this is to do with this preparation work. Don't hold on to it too tightly. Prepare, organise for this change that is coming barreling down the line at us. If you organise and position yourself, that change is going to be phenomenally good. And I think it's going to be really good for you. You just got to stop shooting yourself in the foot, I think. Let's see how the guides are trying to influence this karmic message. Money, money, money. It must be funny in a rich man's world. Let go of your fears and woes about the future in that respect. Talking about the Tower moment, that's just come out there. This is quite nice. Okay, so this is this tower that I was saying that was about you, that was around you. That's what I was talking about. So there is this, your guides are trying to encourage this tower to fall. Because once it starts falling, you're going to realise that that 9 of opportunities, that 9 of cups, which is a load of opportunities that I think is within you, is just basically is this, where your procrastination, where your stagnation is brought down that tower, and you're going to realise that there's only one way forward, and that's into that new cycle. Because there's that one cup giving water. All the other cups have got ladders on it, snakes, clouds, and stuff like that. But there's one evident path. What is your evident path? That's what it seems to be. Once you engage in it and realise that, if you are weeding those onions, though you weeding those onions is a tower moment for those weeds. So it's like sometimes you need to have a tower moment in order for the onions to grow nicely for harvest. Do you like onions? I don't know. I got visions of onions all the time now. Stop that. So yeah, it's here is I think through this tower moment, I think the guides are trying to help you with this. With coincidences, we're kind of going, oh, and that's gone wrong now. There's reasons for that. If you realise those reasons for it, it's going to stop instantaneously, and you're going to convert it into the 2 of Cups, where you're going to feel like that you are actually interacting with the world around you in a very, very harmonious way, and it can be absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Libra. Let's just see how the guides are influencing the conversation that is within you. Don't do yourself wrong. Don't do yourself wrong. We're only one piece of a puzzle. No one person is the puzzle. We are all just one piece of that puzzle, and realizing how you fit with the other pieces here. So don't try and squeeze yourself into a position that satisfies others rather than you, in that regards to your job and your business and stuff like that. There is a revelation coming in for you, and an ascension moment, a realization, I think, through this process here, where you're going to realize that, oh, this is how I should set myself. And it's like Libra, it's like, it's like the start of something is really coming up close. It's going to be starting any second, and everyone's kind of going, where's Libra, where's Libra, where's Libra? And then all of a sudden, a second just before it starts, it's, there you are, Libra. And everyone's been concentrating on Libra, where's Libra, where's Libra? And you're already gone because you've beaten the gun in a way. And I think there's going to be a lot of realizations. It's setting yourself up at the moment. I think you need to deal with that emotions that are in your heart, which will help you to sort of like streamline a lot of things and become very, very clear for you going forward. Let's just see what the overall outcome is for you. And there's no stopping there. I'm flying through the sky, yeah. 100 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. That is what you're going through. It's almost as if like, yeah, made it. Happiness after difficulty. If life was easy, I guarantee you'd find it boring. Just saying. There is great happiness out of this, I think. Don't stop me now. That is exactly what's coming out of this from you. The devil is going to help you to focus a lot within the situation. There is a tower moment which is swelling up in your heart, and I think that should be released from you and examined and put into place, so then it will allow all the other chakras to sort of pick up. But there is a major transformation in the way you position yourself in life. So there you go, Libra. I have opened up 5 appointments per week over the next sort of 2 months for YouTube people. There, you'll find that in the link in the description below. In the meantime, you've got your monthlies as well coming out next week as well. That'll be out on Wednesday. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.